Al Jazeera News Network has come out with an exclusive investigation that shows one of the most significant events in U.S. military history was actually not as the official story was given. Now, for a long time, the claim that Israel attacked the USS Liberty deliberately was held as a conspiracy theory because there's no way Israel would go around killing innocent people, right? Depending on whether or not you would consider the United States military to be innocent people. Well, fresh new evidence presented by an Al Jazeera investigation into the Israeli attack shows that the Israeli attack on the USS Liberty, which killed 34 U.S. military personnel, was in fact a deliberate act and not a mistake as the official story has been given to the public. Now, since 1967, the official story is that the Israeli Navy has misidentified the American ship as an Egyptian one. But apparently they misidentified it for several hours as they attacked it, which is already incredibly suspicious as it is. And of course, Israel ended up apologizing to the United States. A new documentary called The Day Israel Attacked America, airing on Al Jazeera, was produced and directed by award-winning British filmmaker Richard Belfield. Thanks to audio evidence obtained by Belfield, it is finally possible to prove the survivors of the attack on the USS Liberty were right all along. The survivors have always been extremely confident that Israel's intentions were to sink the ship and kill everyone on board so Egypt could be blamed for the tragedy. Why? To convince President Lyndon Johnson and the American public that they needed to declare war on Egypt. This is, I believe, the very definition of a false flag attack. This came about as a transcript of the communications going on in the Israeli Navy at the time were made public. One of the statements were specifically a person in the Israeli Defense Force saying, Kislev, what country? The answer, apparently American. The transcript of the communications that were going on in the Israeli military at the time show that they knew all along that it was a United States ship. It was not an accident, as they had claimed, but that this was an entire false flag operation designed to try to trick the American public into supporting a war against Egypt. Now, Navy Admiral Thomas Moorner, who served his country as the chairman of the Joint Chiefs of Staff and the Chief of Naval Operations, once led an independent commission to investigate the incident and try to pull up some facts about what really happened to the USS Liberty. Now, the commission's findings were made public in 2003, and now here's some of the things that were said. The attack by a U.S. ally was a deliberate attempt to destroy an American ship and kill its entire crew. The attack included the machine gunning of stretcher bearers and life rafts. The White House deliberately prevented the U.S. Navy from coming to the defense of the USS Liberty. This was the first time in naval history a rescue mission had been canceled while an American ship was under attack. Surviving crew members were later threatened with court-martial, imprisonment, or worse if they talked to anyone about what happened to them. They were abandoned by their own government. And now one of the most malicious lies by Israel has been exposed. The American people can now finally see what kind of country Israel is. Of course, they very rarely ever have a problem with Israel going in and slaughtering innocent Palestinians. But this kind of thing about America being attacked might place their opinion of Israel in a bit of a more different light. Now, for decades, it has been claimed that this was a conspiracy theory that only a tinfoil-hatted person would believe. But now it has been shown that this is not a conspiracy theory, but conspiracy fact. And that false flags perpetrated by the United States, and in this case, as well as Israel, do in fact happen. And that these things are used to justify wars. There's the Gulf of Tonkin incident, the sinking of the Lusitania, and other notable examples throughout U.S. military history. What's really sad about this is that this will probably never really reach the mainstream media in any significant way. This will go probably completely ignored, and Israel will still be looked at as the greatest ally of the United States, despite the fact this terrible crime was actually carried out against it. And it shows, again, some of the more despicable nature of Israel itself, and what a complete disregard for humanity and criminal state that Israel actually is. Thank you for watching. If you like this program, then please head over to my Patreon page and set up a monthly donation. It's your donations that keep this program running. Also, if you would like, please rate, comment, subscribe, and share in various social media.